Hi guys, welcome back to another Matchbox Garage video. I'm Rob, and today I shall be attempting to do, well, a restoration, but a kind of very mild custom of this Matchbox series number 54 S&S Cadillac ambulance. Of course, very well made famous by the film Ghostbusters, and well, considering it's Halloween, it seemed like the Ghostbusters theme would be appropriate, really. I actually was just looking to restore this car today, and I was on eBay. I was looking at some decals, and I typed in the S&S ambulance decals, and the Red Cross come up, but the same seller, kind of in the same eBay picture, was also selling the Ghostbusters, and I thought, oh, that's going to come just in time. So that's what we're going with today. Very light custom. It's not going to be movie exact, but I hope you like it anyway. But yeah, with 2,000 likes, it could be yours. So we're kind of having a little look, a little bit more in detail, kind of seeing here some of the potential damage. Unfortunately, there is a crack in this glass, and I was hoping to somewhat get away with it. You can probably see it there better at that angle. But not really a huge amount to this casting, but it does read underneath here, made in England by Lesney, Matchbox series number 54, S&S Cadillac ambulance. I must admit, the Ghostbuster movies were certainly a favourite of mine as a child, and I still enjoy the movies today. My children actually are currently dressed up in their Halloween costumes, and they are out trick-or-treating as I do this voiceover, would you believe? So you never know, they might run in later on. I tend to do a bit of a one take on these, and if they come in and show me all their sweets, well, maybe I'll be chewing down on some candies while I was trying to finish off. But anyway, so we're just drilling out the rivet here, just removing the flange at this stage, and actually this one kind of pops back together later on, so no need to drill it out any further or tap it today. But the base there, obviously most of the black paint is gone. I prefer the polished underbelly of these cars, so that paint will be coming off later on and getting a buff up. Interior, not too bad. Seeing some kind of grime and muck and dirt over the years, because of course the back end of this ambulance is open, so stuff's all going to go inside, but that cleans up nicely later on. And I'm just going to try and figure out how to take off this this glass. And to be honest, it took me a little while. It was a bit of a bugger, but eventually I kind of was able to prise it off and just pop it backwards, and there we go. It did though break the top of this windscreen, so thankfully I've got probably 4 or 5 of these castings, and a backup is going to be needed from one of the other castings today. And just dropping the siren there, but give that a little rub down later on, and that polishes up quite nice. But let's get these two metal pieces into my foot-long hot dog jar. I cover it with some boiling water, and incoming a tablespoon of caustic soda. And with the caustic soda doing its business, put it to one side. We'll get the plastics into the warm water here and kind of give them a bit of a stir. So like I say, here's the backup glass here in good condition, and I thought, well, whilst I'm here, I'll give all 3 plastic parts the pledge treatment. So that's the interior glass, the sirens, and also the full interior. And it's been probably 10 minutes, just about kind of cool enough to touch with the hand. You can see the paint just falling off of the casting there. And I've left the wheels in situ, and it doesn't damage those. And you can just see really just the paint. There's the whole kind of roof section there, just coming away from the casting. Is once I run it underneath the tap, the whole lot just goes down the drain, not a problem. So there's the base. Quite a good roller actually, this one. And then the full casting. It is a lovely design car, Cadillac. You know, back in the 50s and 60s, the absolute beautiful cars. And certainly one of my dream cars, should I hit the jackpot one day. But anyway, we'll be hitting it up with this Tack Life. And I'll... normally I kind of skip through this, but we'll leave this part in today. Just watch this base getting polished up. It's always quite nice to see the progress of the polishing, especially when it comes out of the caustic soda. First of all, you know, it's kind of covered into some oxidization, but with a very light buff, it really does come out good. And I'm gonna just reach now for my metal polish and just put a tiny amount on. And actually I do take off most of this, but just a tiny amount, and then I'll go back over it again with the Tack Life, and that really does polish it up. The only negative with the Tack Life that I've found so far is the battery life. So after doing, well, probably the previous casting, and then kind of doing this, you can see all the muck that's coming out of that metal now, and doing the base of this, when I'm probably halfway through the actual body of the vehicle, and the battery had run out. So, you know, I put that on charge, and it takes quite a while for it to charge back up. But of course, I've always got Ella's tool by my side at all times. So I think you'll agree that looks pretty shiny, and I'm happy with that. So I'll get onto the body now. But here it is. Like I say, I ended up using Ella's tool because of the battery life on the Tack Life. But it's come up good, and I'll be using the Tamiya Fine Surface Primer, a relatively light coat. I aimed for today. I guess I've been finding that I've probably been putting too heavy a coat sometimes, and even with this stuff it is fine, but I don't know, I think with the really heavy coats, you know, a little bit of dry time, a little bit of kind of puddling effect in certain areas, so I'm trying to kind of back off a little bit. But anyway, with the Humbrol Gloss Black, what I've done is I've tidied up these tyres here and make them, just on the outsides, and make them look brand new. It's actually 24 hours later. Do you know what? They're still tacky. So yeah, it takes quite a while to dry though, and here's the paint. Just going with some standard Tamiya white. And I use these 1mm, what they called? Syringes without needles, of course, and I put 2mm into the little shot glass there, and then 1 mil, so with a 2-to-1 ratio, and that normally sees me good. And you know what, this little tub here of the Tamiya X20A thinner, I've had since the start, so I've done probably over 100 castings. Bearing in mind I haven't used it all the time, but it certainly lasts a long time. Which actually reminds me, I have bought another one. It's been quite a while, but I think it's coming from Taiwan. So I think the UK literally sold out of it. Can you believe that? Every website I went on, just couldn't get it. Sold out. So anyway, going over the casting with the Tamiya White. I watched a video recently with Marty, and I know that he kind of really just lays on the paint. Normally, myself plus many others will go with, you know, like a first tack coat and then a couple of heavier coats. Normally I find one heavy coat, I get kind of bubbles in the paint where it's just not dry. But yeah, in his recent video he said, you know, I don't know why other guys do it. I just go with one good solid thick coat and it dries nice and smooth. So I thought, hey, if it works for Marty, I'll give it a go myself. So yeah, there's just one thick solid coat on this one today. It's come out pretty good. I've had better results doing multiple layers. I've had worse results doing multiple layers. That's the thing that I find actually with paint jobs. Every time something else happens, something different happens, regardless of temperature of the room even makes a difference. Yeah, it's these are hard to please sometimes, this paint. But anyway, I digress. I'm watching this as you are. Like I say, I tend to do the voiceover in just one go. Mainly it's just due to time. You know, I'm still trying to put out a video every couple of days, and where I can save time but try and, you know, keep up the quality of the video, you know, I'm all for it. But here is finally that one solid paint coat, and I continued until I run out the paint, because that's how much paint I normally use. But anyway, it's the following day. Like I say, those wheels are actually still a bit tacky. It's been 24 hours, but they're looking good. And you can see the shine on that interior now from the pledge. My phone actually went off. My wife was texting me, but there we go. The window there looking good, and then the obviously full cast in here. It does look good. I'll be putting on some details, of course, for the final reveal. And then the little sirens there come out very nice, very shiny. The pledge really kind of making them pop, to be honest. And here's the little decals here. Like I say, I could have got the standard ones, or I could have got these ones. I thought, hey, it's Halloween, let's go for it. But it's just a little reminder of what she looked like, and this is the result. So yeah, it's a little sweet thing, I think. I hope you like it. 2,000 likes, of course, it could be yours. But you can see around the side there, you've got the little Ghostbusters emblem on the door, and it just fits perfectly. Ultimately, you know, I could probably take off these decals and then put on the true ones, and, you know, if that's what you wanted, that could be done. But anyway, around the back we've got the brake lights painted in. The glass there looking really clean, really shiny, really happy with that. And same with the wheels. You see, you just about see on the bonnet there, that's the larger decal. And of course around the front there's a lot of chrome. Normally I paint my headlights white. When it's a white car I paint them chrome. But with this one I just put it with a hint of yellow. And yeah, I think it looks pretty good, this one. Anyway, happy Halloween, everybody. And then, yeah, thanks to my amazing patrons. And thanks everybody else for watching. Hopefully you'll stick around for the next one. Remember, give it a like. Could be yours. See ya.